Ted 2. Oh boy, I just finished it and wow, it was really great. And I mean, not Ted 2 the movie, I meant Ted Season 2. And I did watch Ted Season 1 and I forgot to talk about it. So, here's my official review on the Ted series. Let me just put you right there. Alright. So, spoiler alert for those who doesn't watch it. And for the people who do watch it, then go ahead and listen to it. And we're gonna do the classic tens. We're gonna do the small things, and I'm gonna get lost from it anyway. So let's begin. All right, Ted 1 and Ted 2. I'm gonna be combining both of them because it's pretty easy to do it. So is it good? Well, I gotta go from the small things first. The music was pretty okay, I guess. There's not much music there. Pretty just like regular Family Guy, you know. The background is like basically almost the same, and I guess it's fine. But however, they did change it during the one in the D&D episode, and that was pretty good. I really liked that. I think some people said it's the most expensive episode that during Ted, and it was okay. The characters and the acting was also great. I think some of the people who did there was really great acting. Props to you guys right there. I guess especially there are someone who are actually out of the blue with their acting. Some of them aren't great. If you just look very closely, you find a certain person there. The pace is fine. It's basically episodes in there, and there are some correlations to before and what happens there. And I also have to remind you, there's a lot of adult stuff here. So if you guys are above age 18, you're okay. But if you are not, you boo boo, get out of my YouTube channel. You're not supposed to watch this. No, no, no. And there were a lot of people here that are like famous. I think that most of the majority of people here are Seth MacFarlane's preferred characters. Like he has that TV series with some like almost like similar to Star Trek, where I think it's the executive something something of the school, whatever. In that episode where they got caught with calling the hot butt line whatever, and it's that guy who says 500 cigarettes. I think it was him, and that was pretty funny. His character was pretty great, and I think that includes the doctor from the show. Also, he was also the school principal. I think there was a lot of characters that were like Seth MacFarlane's preferred characters over there. Like I'm pretty sure there's gonna be Joe Swanson or Meg in there. Absolutely not Meg though. Please don't. But now let's talk about what's really important there, like the plot and everything. I know this is a TV series, but the plot is really amazing. Speaking of the plot, I will be talking about Invincible as soon as it's done. But I don't think I will be doing that until like a few more, maybe another month or week. So, the plot is really great. It's just basically Ted series again, if under two. And I really like the people have their own separate things. For examples, like Johnny and Ted have their shenanigans, becoming mature and becoming potheads. They're always consuming the Zaza. I can't say it. I already said the one word. I can't say the other one again. I'm really sure I'm gonna get DMCA for just talking about Ted because it's just so adult. There's a lot of things I really don't like in here, like the amounts of drugs or like honest weird stuff there. And there's a lot of things that involves how do I say this? Banana and donut, hog nut, yeah, hog nut. We're just gonna call it hog nut. I'm pretty sure you guys are adult enough to know that. There was one episode that was really just hurting my eyeballs. I really wanted to bleach my eyes in just anything. I'll do it in Clorox if I have to. And it was just disgusting. And I still have every time I close my eyes, I can just still see it. But ignoring that, there was some really good stuff here, and like the lore and the relationships. Other than my favorite characters is probably Susan, because she's just a really nice and sweet old lady. Ted and Johnny were nice, and I get everyone's there is nice. There's just some characters I really don't like. For example, is Maddie. Maddie and I forgot the cousin. I forgot the cousin's name already. I think she's like one of the least known for here because there's like a few episodes that were with her and not with her. It's just so weird. But I'll get to that later. So let's start Johnny and Ted here. They were doing their wacky stuff. Ted has become an absolute goofball, and then eventually he has to go to school. Yeah, because plotline like relevance like that. And Ted becomes like some people's. He was. I'm pretty sure just Ted there was just only for comedy stuff. While as Johnny, since he's a teenager graduating to high school, he's just becoming a loser and a gooner. Yeah, I know what it is. And it kind of probably like relates to some people because the kid just smokes Zaza and then goons. That's almost what he does, and sometimes he does mature and he understands like people's feelings and does get to at some point of growing up, and they do have their tiddlywinks. They have fun there, and I think his cousin name's Bethany or Stephanie. I don't know. Let's say that Beth. They were always good friends with Beth. Now Bethany is a interesting character. I think it's called or Bethany. There was that one episode where he has a absolute horrible dads, and yeah, that's a pretty interesting episode. I also don't like that all he does is also just drinks beer and smoke weed. I know the Ted series. I know it's supposed to be adult, like haha comedy. Adults drink and smoke pot. Woohoo! That's really the adult life, and so far. But there was that one episode where he kisses Ted. That made me confused. Okay, I understand that he broke up with her girlfriend. She has a girlfriend now. She likes boys, and he goes in both ways. She's an interesting character because she argues with Maddie. Now Maddie is the dad, Johnny's dad, and Susan's husband. And boy, do they scream every time they shout it in the table. It's just loud and annoying. And honestly, I just don't feel like that's great. Not the best thing, but I understand why Seth MacFarlane put it that there. I don't know, maybe the other writers did, but it was really okay. I guess it was just so much screaming, and it was just so annoying because I'm pretty sure I know what Seth MacFarlane's political stance is, and I know that Seth MacFarlane. I know who is Seth MacFarlane's trying to make like the bad person, and then sometimes it gets into politics and who is right and who is wrong, and then it just ends up screaming. Classic, family stuff. You talk politics in the house, not in my place though. I'm Asian because we don't talk about politics and stuff. We just eat and enjoy the food and stuff. Susan, on the other hand, is like one of my favorite characters. She's just so sweet and so nice. And yes, she gets thrown in like a bowling ball the entire time. She has literally no backbone. And there are some times when Maddie isn't such a Rabbit, Jack Rabbit, and those are sweet times that I really like. I really like how they're even though they hate each other sometimes, but they're just fine. I just really don't like when Maddie just screams at Susan so much. Yeah, I wouldn't say something. I wouldn't say relatable, but it's out there. It's just the thing a husband screaming at his wife is just ugh, jeez, and he's just annoyed. Maddie is just an absolute bumbling bag of anger because all he did was just get angry the whole time. Almost every episode, actually. It's like he literally doesn't care about anything at all. It's like anything I don't like, I have to be really angry about it. I have to make a fuss about it. And also, so there's just this, Claire. I think that's her name, Claire or something. Yeah, I think her name is Claire. I really keep forgetting her name. But anyways, yeah, Claire was also there for just not the most reasonable person there. I understand why, and I'm not gonna tell you why because I think I just gonna keep my own preference for that. But anyways, yeah, the comedy is really great. There were some really good uh, things. That challenges are, the challenges are point of views and our opinions. Only because there's a huge cultural difference between me and over there. There's a lot of things that are involved in politics and stuff, involved with big, really big, talkative moments like problems and scenarios of modern world, which blends with a few bits of comedy, which is really great. And I think Ted and Johnny being there is just the perfect thing because I think the most of the show is like, on season 2 and I'm pretty sure this is in season 2 or in season 1. Maddie and Claire or Blair, they do their political talks, they do their shoutings and everything, while Johnny and Ted there just be the you know the fun part of it. It's a great balance, and I'm really grateful for that balance because it does makes the comedy and the seriousness a bit more lightheaded because it just makes great opportunities for the show to really lights it up. Susan has her moments when sometimes he wants to stick up. I really like that. I just really hope that one day she'll just be more than just a nice parent that take cares of literally everyone, and then most importantly to have a backbone. I know she's a sweet old lady, but sometimes they Susan deserves a better person, and I don't want to make the show like I'm going to invest it on the show. I'm just saying that there's some things that I really like and I really don't like. The pacing for me is really fine. I guess 30 to 40 minutes of screen time of the episodes is really fine. There are a lot of funny stuff here. There are really a lot of funny stuff. I think one of my favorite things are mostly from Ted and from Johnny, from Claire and Claire and Maddie, or just a bunch of just two dogs barking at each other, and Susan is just in the middle. But I really like her personality and how her character is, which makes it really funny. I really like how she was well written as a really nice character, but also like blatantly blind character who is, oh yeah, how about I make some tea? Oh, everybody will be fine. And then the two screaming, barking dogs are just, no, my opinion is this, O.J. Simpson, blah 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 blah, and then Blair's, no, you idiot. O.J. Simpson and rights and the fire and the truck speaking. Oh man, what a load of. I guess the other characters were also fine. Johnny be trying to get a girlfriend, not failing successfully, is a good thing because I think they were trying to follow with the movie. So yeah, basically the Ted thing is really funny. I guess it was well written, good plot, and a good and really good comedy. The entire thing was really great, and the emotional stuff really hits. There's a lot of emotional stuff that really hits. For example, that one time that he was watching a movie, and then he was like, "Oh, I've been an actual douchey booshy." Okay, I guess it's weird. He's being a real bad person, and he says like, he wants to make up for Susan, which is really great. So, anyways, yeah. Judging by all of this, I'm giving the Ted series an absolute 8.5 out of 10. It is a really great series, and I like how they joke and butt out about other things like political stuff, and also most importantly, the last one is about the movies. So yeah, it was really great, and I really enjoyed Ted series. Hopefully there is a season 3, but it doesn't look like it. They're skipping a few things here. I don't know if the budget's out or something. But anyways, yeah, it was a great. It was a great series. So maybe there's something else that came out. See, Invincible though, I'll be coming for Invincible, and I've been watching episode 5, and wow, many things are going to happen. So yeah, that's all I want to say. The